Living for Jesus is all about living in the newness of life, being a new creation, and being born again. We all know Christians who are living in hypocrisy. They say that they have been born again, they believe that biblically, but their life shows differently. But as for us that really want to pursue Jesus and walk with Him, we live in the newness of life. From the time that we wake up in the morning, we praise Jesus to the time that we go back to bed. We're praising God all the time because He is pumping through our veins. He is the reason that we live, move, and breathe. Jesus commanded us to deny ourselves, to take up our cross, to follow Him, to endure with Him to the end. He called us to make disciples. It's not all gloom and doom following Jesus. Jesus is life. Obviously, we do go through hardships. We go through trials and tribulations. People mock us, they make fun of us. But following Jesus is also a lot of fun. We have a lot of joy in following Jesus. When we endure with Him, He gives us the wings like the eagle, that we can soar with Him. It is a joy and an honor to be with the Lord. And if we have seen Him, if He is our treasure, it is easy to give things up that are evil. It is easy to give up the sinful fun that we once had in our life because we have seen the glory of God. Jesus says in Matthew chapter 28, "All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things that I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." If you're not sure the things that Jesus commands, they are recorded in the Gospels, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. If you haven't read them, go and read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But the wonderful news is that Jesus is still speaking today. He didn't stop speaking just in Bible times. Jesus is alive, and if you pray to Him, He will speak to you today. The reason why many Christians don't hear from Jesus is because they don't mean business with God. They have Jesus as a side project. Jesus doesn't want to be pushed off to the side in just one of your endeavors in your life. Jesus is the way, He is the truth, and He is the life. And if you really come to Him, you need to mean business with God. You need to pursue Him with all of your might. Many Christians pursue Jesus half-heartedly, but they care more about their past life, about the things that they're doing apart from Jesus. They're not living in the newness of life, but the oldness. They're living for the pleasures of this world, they're living for their earthly possessions, and they are truly not living for Jesus. Check yourself and see if you really mean business with God. Are you really walking with Him in the newness of life? Are you a new creation? Are you living on every single word that proceeds from the mouth of God? Or are you living for your own interests and everything that people say? Check yourself and count the cost and really start walking with Jesus. And if you do want to walk with Him, walk apart from hypocrisy. Don't be like the Christians who say they're following Jesus as new creations, who go around saying they've been born again, but they are actually living in hypocrisy. We must be separate from hypocrisy, and we have to walk as new creations. Make disciples, teach people to follow Jesus and to obey Him, and make sure you yourself are walking straight with the Lord. May the grace of Jesus be with you.